Good morning. I'm Maricor Soriano, and I'll report about the accomplishments of Project Optical. Optical stands for Optical Payload Technology, In-Depth Knowledge Acquisition and Localization. This project was under the DOST-funded Stamina for Space program, the successor to the Philippine Microsatellite Program. The implementing agency is the National Institute of Physics. Optical ran from December 2018 to June 2022, and yes, we worked all throughout the pandemic. Optical payloads are the cameras for satellites, airplanes, or drones that are designed to accomplish a mission. In this project, we want to gain in-depth knowledge to design, develop, and test our own optical payloads. And we want to partner with Philippine-based industries to help us build them. Thus, the research and development objectives of Optical are to define a mission for these payloads, to collaborate with international partners to make a primary payload, to locally design and develop and test optical payloads for aircraft or satellite platform, to calibrate and validate these payloads. Our capacity building objectives are to establish an optical payload laboratory, produce highly trained personnel, and proliferate the learned knowledge. Our team of engineers and physicists have no experience in optical system design. Therefore, we took online professional courses on optomechanical design. We learned by doing and consulted experts to critique our designs. We also sought local industry partners, and I'm happy to note that there are companies in the Philippines that can be tapped to create space camera technology, such as PIMS based in Cavite, which have been manufacturing optical systems for companies like Epson and Olympus. There is also EPDC, which can provide thermal testing, PYTOS for complex electronics design and testing, and ADC for firmware development. Thus, together with the help of local industry partners and mentoring from foreign and local experts, we've made not one, not two, but 3 optical payloads, all homegrown. The first is the panchromatic camera, or PAN, which can serve as a secondary payload for a 50-kilogram class satellite, such as a future Diwata 3. We sent 4 engineers to the Space Mission Center in Hokkaido, Japan in April 2022 to test the panchromatic camera in simulated space environment conditions. In this picture, PAN is attached to a replica of the Diwata 2 satellite and is about to undergo a thermal test in a vacuum chamber that mimics the hotness and coldness of space. The camera survived. The second payload is a line scanning camera we called Malikmata, designed for push-pull satellite imaging. Here, the lens is commercial off-the-shelf, but the camera circuitry, control hardware, and firmware were all locally designed. Shown here is the scanned test image made by Malikmata. And lastly, we built a hyperspectral camera, HiP, that is attached to a drone. The drone and HiP payload can be dispatched to a survey site anytime, such as when measuring crop damage after a storm. All these 3 payloads were designed for agricultural monitoring missions, but only HiP can be flown and tested in the field. Here are action shots of the optical team conducting test flights in a rice field. And here is a stitched and geo-rectified image made by HiP. This project led to the creation of an optical payload lab. We made several test instruments, such as a rotating mirror jig and scrolling displays, to test the cameras without mechanically moving them. We also made a gantry crane to simulate a moving flat platform, such as a satellite or drone. Here, the hyperspectral camera is tested on patterns in the ground. But personally, I think the crowning achievement of the optical project are the highly trained personnel who learned to act as a team to build something as complex as satellite cameras. Some of the members have already been employed by the Philippine Space Agency. This project successfully demonstrated government, academia, and industry partnership. In closing, I would like to thank DOST and our industry partners. To know more about the project and to avail of our testing or design service, please use this contact. Thank you for your attention.